My name is Rick Mansfield, and I'm very pleased to once again host and introduce this evening's LifeVantage presentation by Dr. Dondee Nettles and his wife, Marcy. Their knowledge and years spent in this industry far exceed mine, and they are uniquely qualified to speak about the health and wellness products and growth of this remarkable company. Many years ago, LifeVantage began with a flagship product, Protandim, but for the most part, it was sitting on shelves of pharmacies and health stores. And at that time, not too many people understood the potential benefits it had to offer. But the decision to bring the product to the public via the network marketing has made all the difference. And since then, much has changed, and the company continues to grow and develop in exciting ways. Dondee and Marcy will share more about this unique company, its expanding line of products, as well as the business opportunity that it represents for those who are interested. My own experience with LifeVantage began about 8 years ago when a friend from a business group introduced me to the company. At that time, I was in my early 70s, and like many of us, I was becoming more aware of the aging process and the changes, both pleasant and unpleasant, when you reach that time of life. I had always led an active life and wanted to continue to do so. And since starting with Protandim and its natural cellular activation benefits, I've been able to continue well into this, my 80th year, with no noticeable change in any of the daily activities and pursuits that I really enjoy doing. Over the past several years, LifeVantage has added several new patented products to its portfolio, and the opportunity to share both the products and the business opportunity made perfect sense to me. So with LifeVantage, one can choose to be a customer, which I was for 5 years, or choose to become a consultant, sharing the product with a select small group of your choice, or maybe even building a larger business if that's your goal. The choice is entirely up to you, and I hope you'll look at it with that in mind. And now, before we go too much further, I'd like to turn things over to my good friends Marcy and Dondee, and they will tell us more about this exciting company and the opportunities that it offers for us. So, Dondee and Marcy, please begin.
Awesome. Rick, first of
Thank
all,
you so
before
much.
Dondee shares his story, I have to say, 80, no way. You have totally turned back the clock, my friends. You look phenomenal.
Yes,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Rick. Welcome, everyone. We're so excited that you're here today. And one of the things I want to share with you is when I saw the information that you are about to see, it's now been almost 17 years. I've been on our flagship product for over 17 years. In fact, it started in January of 2009 with my own personal product story. But when I found out about what was truly available, which was in May of 2009, it literally changed the entire trajectory of my professional and personal life. Because when I started taking the product, and then when I saw the business opportunity attached to it, I was at the height of my professional career as a family wellness chiropractor. We had the fourth largest chiropractic practice in the state of Arizona, seeing between 350 and 500 patients per week. I was also an AM talk radio show host on two different AM stations every Saturday with a live 1 hour program, and loved every minute of being a health educator. But at the same time that was happening, the 80 to 90 hours a week I spent outside my home in the pursuits of what I just shared with you meant that I was away from my young family. I had a 3-year-old son and a newborn daughter that never saw daddy because I was building a business and educating a public, but not spending any time being daddy. I was spending time being doctor. And I was at a crossroads in my life and at the worst part of my professional life. I literally was having some pretty dark thoughts. And then LifeVantage came into my life with a product I was already using, but with a business opportunity I was not looking for. Because again, I had 80 to 90 hours a week outside my home. The last thing I was thinking about was another business taking away more time. But what I didn't realize is that 18 months after getting involved in LifeVantage, I was able to buy back my time. And for 15 and a half years, I was a full-time stay-at-home dad, raising my children while representing this company, which is now in 26 countries around the world, helping literally tens of thousands of people per day. So as far as my gift of contribution to humanity, this allows me to do it much greater than I ever could as a chiropractor or radio show host. And every minute of that was away from my family. Every minute of this is with our extended family.
So for me with LifeVantage, it actually came into my life at a really difficult point. You know, I had been in law enforcement for almost a decade. I absolutely loved my career. I thought I was serving people when they were in need. And I was making enough money to be able to provide for my two young children at that time. But in August of 2009, I was in a car accident on duty that ended my career that fast. It left me with a brain injury, several herniated discs that required spine surgeries, and I was no longer able to be a police officer anymore. I couldn't fulfill the duties of a law enforcement officer. And so I went through a lot of loss. First of all, my brain and my body were in constant pain and disarray. I was now a mother of teenage kids, and I was home, but I wasn't present. I lost a good portion of my income, and I went through a divorce of a marriage that was already struggling. And along with that, we lost a house. And so I ended up really severely depressed and on more prescription medications that this time said may cause suicidal tendencies. And I ended up having 4 attempts at taking my own life before very dear friends of mine were introduced to this opportunity with LifeVantage. And when they saw it, you know, they thought of me as one of the first people they wanted to share it with, because they saw, first of all, that it was a way that I could make money. It's a way that I could start creating an income stream to be able to provide for my daughter that was 17 now. And they also knew that I had had some injuries to go along with that. And so when they introduced me to it, and I saw the information very similar to what we're going to be sharing with you tonight, I had hope for the first time in 18 months since my accident that I could get my mind and my body working again. But most important to me was that there was a way that I could start making money, to be able to accrue an income that I could, you know, utilize leverage to be able to create something that would pay me over and over again for work that I could do one time really well. And so I got excited. I jumped right in. And as a matter of fact, the 18th of this month will be 15 years ago that I took my very first little yellow pill that you're going to be learning about tonight. And I started sharing this opportunity. Along that journey is when I met Dr. Dondee. And God put our hands together, and we started sharing this together as a blended family, a blended purpose, and a blended passion, where we're looking for people just like you to come in and lock arms with us in creating your own micro franchise business, partnered with a publicly traded company that has been in the health and wellness field with longevity since 2009, and they've been paying global commissions since that time. So we're super excited to share this information with you tonight. And again, LifeVantage is different. We aren't just a supplement company. We are an activation company. This is where we actually turn on different pathways inside of the human body to make a difference in your life experience, something that supplements could never do. So as we're going through here, because it is a business opportunity, we want you to know that working works. So it's very much like the principle of what you sow, you will reap. So the work you put in will determine what you get out of it. But the beautiful thing about this opportunity is it's completely dependent on your own personal efforts and willingness to work as part of a team, because we do this together as a team. Because this is a business opportunity, we rely on Peter Drucker quite a bit. He is like the foundation, you know, the OG of business. He's the one that determined that there needed to be specific things put in place for an opportunity to be a success. And those 6 components that we're going to be going through tonight in this presentation are talking about the company, the products that are the foundation of what we have to offer, the timing and the trends that determine whether people even want what we have, the compensation plan. You want to make sure you're getting paid well for the time that you're investing, and of course, the system that's going to help you be successful.
Yeah, and the micro franchise portion of tonight's discussion really revolves around this, the cash flow quadrant, which Robert Kiyosaki put together and codified as a follow-up to his original book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And so the cash flow quadrant just represents the 4 ways in which money is made in a business environment, where you see the upper left quadrant, the E, the employee, where they own a job. Or the lower right below that, the S quadrant, where you have a job. In the E quadrant, you own the job. In the S quadrant, either as a self-employed business owner, either as a specialist, or a small business owner. And then on the right side of the equation, the upper right, business owner, where you own a system. And then in the lower right quadrant, as an investor, you own investments. So the whole principle here is this is how the 4 different ways in which you make money. On the left side, the E and the S quadrant, the employees and the small self-employed business owners, this makes up 95% of the population, but only 5% of the wealth. Contrast that to the right side of the equation, the big business owners and the investors, it's only 5% of the population, but it makes up 95% of the wealth. And the difference between the linear income on the left and the leveraged income on the right is, in the linear income, you may have yourself and a few others that you're leveraging time off of. But in the big business and the investors, you are collectively leveraging the collective efforts of many, many people over time and buying back your time. So money starts working for you, whereas on the left side of the quadrants, you work for money. That's really what we're going to focus in on tonight when we talk about this micro franchise model.
Okay, so let's get into the company aspect of this presentation. So why LifeVantage and why now? Well, first of all, we are a transparent company. We are publicly traded. We're on the NASDAQ and our ticker is LFVN. You'll be able to see that we are completely debt-free. And as a matter of fact, we're making multi-million-dollar investments into some really strategic moves to help us really grow in the future. We have scientifically validated and patented products. The science is spectacular. We have the most researched natural product on the planet. It belongs to us. And it's patented, which means for your micro franchise, you've got to guarantee that this is not a Me Too product. None of our products are Me Too products, and no one can get them anywhere else than through your business. The growth potential and the timing is amazing. Dondee's actually going to go through this here in a few slides. Our top compensation plan in the industry, about 3 years ago, we invested over $6 million to have the most relevant compensation plan for now and into the future, because we have a CEO that has such a vision for the future and where this industry is going, that he knew that we needed to make some changes back then so that we would be perfectly positioned right now. And we have an amazing culture of mentorship and collaboration. We work together as a field unit as well as between corporate and the field. We have a great partnership in being able to grow and move forward. So LifeVantage has a really interesting story. We've actually been around since 2003, but way back then we started out as a small biotech company. We had an amazing scientist that had created and invented this phenomenal breakthrough in technology that actually turns on the human body again. And with this, he created a product. That product was actually sold on store shelves like GNC and Rite Aid for many years. But unfortunately, the product sat on the shelves along with thousands of others, and there was nobody there to tell the story of what it does inside of the human body until 2005. 2005 was a spectacular year. ABC Primetime came in and knocked on the door of that researcher and said, hey, we want to try to disprove what you're saying this product can do inside the human body. And so they went to work trying to do that. And what we're going to watch right now is a short 3-minute ABC Primetime investigative report that aired back in 2005, where they thought they were going to debunk us. But as you can see, we are still sharing it today, and it has actually become one of our best parts of third-party validation that we have. So please pay attention to this short video.
Following is an ABC Primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. Okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver. This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And as decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. Taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
That is such a powerful message. And every time I think of that, the word that stands out to me is extreme credibility. Well, that's 2 words, but the first part of it defines what this significance is. So the LifeVantage story began right there when the world found out about that blue bottle, Protandim, and that was June 5th of 2005. Well, what that has now given the world is the difference in the ability to understand that bar graph that you see there. You see the red line where it says without Protandim. What that represents is the age-related scale of disease, meaning the older we get, the more susceptible to disease we are. But you see, after Protandim, this is the thing that caught all scientists by surprise. You could not tell the difference between a 20-year-old's blood and an 80-year-old's blood. And it's not just those 2 references. That was just the youngest person in the study at 20 and the oldest person in the study at 80. When they drew their blood, put it under a microscope, looking for the age-related factors, free radical damage, they could not tell the difference after they were taking that product. That was revolutionary, and that's what got the world's attention in the scientific community on that product. And why that matters, it's not on ingredients in the product, it's on that finished product, such that ABC Primetime News broadcast it nationally. And again, that was over 21 years ago, or almost 21 years ago. So what we now know, the LifeVantage approach, the one and done previous approach versus the 1 to 1 million per second approach. So you can actually eat things intentionally to lower oxidative stress or lower what is called free radical damage. You would just have to eat 400 oranges a day to be able to neutralize just 1 day's exposure of free radicals. Or how about 500 cups of broccoli, or 110 cups of blueberries, or 120 vitamin C tablets that are 1,000 milligrams each. The bottom line is you don't have the stomach capacity or the budget to do any of those. And that only neutralizes 1 free radical at a time. And then another one takes its place. But how about 1 to 1 million per second? Meaning, when you take 1 tablet of the contents of that blue bottle per day with food, it neutralizes 1 million free radicals per second, every second ongoing. That's the difference in why the red line is there after, the red line is there before, and the blue line is there after. It gives your body the ability to fend for itself the way it did when we were young. And that is not just hype. That is scientific proof. And so, as Rick mentioned before, PubMed.gov. This is the thing. PubMed.gov is where you can go, anyone can go and prove this. So we're not here to convince you. We're here to challenge you. Go look at that website. Go to PubMed.gov and type in the word Protandim, which is the name you see right there on that blue bottle, and you will see there's 29 published studies in medical journals, like the Journal of Free Radical Biology and Medicine, or Circulation, the American Heart Association journal, the first time they ever published an article on a natural product. Now, why would that shock you? Because cardiologists and thoracic surgeons cannot prescribe natural products. They can only prescribe prescriptions. So that's huge and revolutionary. Or molecular aspects of medicine, just to name a few. And it's patented, because we talked about this being a business. When you have a micro franchise that has patented, protected products that are scientifically validated, that's more credibility than most people understand, and a lot more than people demand. And so here's the thing. If you are a health conscious person, wouldn't you go for the products that have the most credibility, or the ones that whose brothers, neighbors, landscaper's cousin had a great result on that you can't prove anyway? Credibility is everything when it comes down to validating or even scrutinizing a product. And when you've got this level of scrutinizable information on a product, not an ingredient, there's no credibility better than that. And that is why people choose this product from a product standpoint, or from a health consumer standpoint. It's bulletproof as far as that's concerned. Now, what an awesome opportunity to wrap a business around that. So what do we activate in the body? The answer is very, very simple. And Marcy is going to go into the product offering here and what we activate with our products.
So when we're talking about activation, it means that we take our products to turn something on inside of our body that has slowed down or shut off. And we have significant things that we turn back on. So you take it to make it. Take our products to make more antioxidant enzymes, more mitochondria, and more NAD. These are things that you probably have heard about, and yet this is a way that you can get your body making its own again, and your own is always millions times more beneficial than anything that you can take. How about making your own collagen again and your own GLP-1 hormone? That's the rave. Everybody knows what GLP-1 is. Well, what if you just turned your own body's back into making its own production again? That means no side effects and no problems that come along with the natural response. And how about your brain chemistry? Let's turn you back on, baby. And then gut peptides as well. We know that that gut-brain connection is vitally important. And the research that is coming out that connects the damaged, broken gut to so many life experiences that people are not enjoying. It is crazy what could happen for somebody's life experience if they have a healthy gut. And that's what our gut peptide activator does, is help you have that healthy gut. And then, of course, we have a continuation of our product catalog and our supporting products that are amazing high-end supplements that help our activators work better, and our activators help our supplements work better, on top of having natural activating hair care, skin care, and a product formulated specifically for your four-legged family members in pet tandem that also reduces that damage inside of their cells so that they can live longer, happier, and just like puppies for longer as well. That's the foundation of what you have for your micro franchise.
Yes, and as Marcy mentioned previously about Peter Drucker's assessment of the 6 components that go into a predictably successful business, the answer really is how many of these things are actually present in a company. When all 6 are present, and they're present significantly and verifiable, you've got a really bulletproof business. Well, let's first start with the company. The company, publicly traded, is incredible. You need that kind of validity. But the products, for me, as a licensed healthcare provider, is imperative, because we have to be making claims. If the product is verifiable, we can't be doing it outside of that. So that is why those 2 things, the product is super critically important for healthcare providers to get involved. But when you're looking at a business opportunity, there is a perfect timing, and that is before the world knows about it, ideally. But 95% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years in all categories of business: publicly traded, private, public, or brick and mortar, public sector, all. 95% of all companies fail within the first 5 years. We are in year 23 of being a company, and we're debt free. So we've reached the success level of that, but now critical mass has not yet hit. That's when 30,000 consultants get involved in a company 300,000, sorry about that, 300,000. We've got literally about 60,000 globally. So we are well in that. But momentum is the critical thing, because if you're looking at getting involved in a business, you get involved in the business at the right time, you ride the wave of momentum. In other words, you capitalize on your portion of that business's success, especially when all 6 of these components are in place. So we are right where the star is. We have not yet even hit critical mass. Momentum is where you want to be. And when you get to the top of that, these are the most successful companies. Obviously, you want to buy their stock, you've got a pretty good investment, but it's not going to be scalable because they've already reached their plateau. They've reached their peak, and the growth annually is only about 2 to 7% versus capitalizing on your portion at 80%. Well, as I mentioned, we are under 60,000 consultants globally, and that is in all 26 countries. Now, here's the most important thing about timing. If, and I say critically important, if it lines up with long-term trends. What are the 2 greatest and most predictable trends for human beings right now? One, especially when the CDC this year talked about we are living longer, but we're getting sicker younger. That's not sustainable. So the trend that people are pushing for is natural, holistic, proven products that I can take that are affordable and consumable to improve upon my life. We've got them. Now, from a business opportunity, when you've got that as your offering and the mass global population of people that are looking for it, then on the business side of that, if the trend puts it in your favor, where you can put your time in and buy back your time with the scalable nature of leveraging the collective efforts of other people over time, you can't get better than that. And there's more people right now in 2026 looking for other financial options than ever before. You pair those together, and that's the business opportunity, the timing, and the trends that we have here at LifeVantage, and we're publicly traded, so that's all verifiable.
Yeah, and the cool part is that a micro franchise, what that means is you get to leverage the company, and it's the company that develops the products and manufactures them. Then they take the orders because they provide you with a replicated website. They also do all the shipping and the taxing, plus they send you a paycheck every single month for the work that you're doing. And so you don't have to worry about employees. You don't have to worry about overhead, none of that. And so let's continue in this journey of what else can we activate? Because what we're going to talk about now, I would say, is one of our best products that we have to offer, and that's our compensation plan. This is our Evolve compensation plan. Like I said, this is a compensation plan for now and the future, because you can earn in multiple ways. So first of all, you can get paid for gathering customers and sharing those products we've been talking about. You can get paid for building a team, because you're going to have other people that want to start their own micro franchise too, because never before in this day and age are people looking for additional ways to make more money. And getting paid for developing leaders. There's compensation for that. And one of my favorites is getting paid on what the company has already done. These bonuses right here, this last one specifically, is what helps us regular people be able to move from the left side to the right side of that cash flow quadrant, because this is where we are leveraging the efforts of all of the people that have been part of this company since we became a network marketing company in 2009. That is the leverage aspect, and you can actually get paid on all the work that has already been done as you build your business. So we want to share with you our income disclosure statement. Because we are publicly traded, this is all factual, it's all been reported, and so that's what we are sharing with you. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the different rankings of the people that are part of this company. And then on the third column from the left is the average monthly commissions that are paid at each one of those ranks. Now just take a gander, just look down that list and see what the number that first grabs your attention. How much do you need right now? How much money do you need additionally to make ends meet, or just to be able to have a little breathing room, or maybe to start saving for something that you've been waiting for? Or what would make it worth your while to get started today? And then I want you to look a little bit further, and where would you like to be maybe in 2 to 3 years? Adding this into the nooks and crannies, putting some effort in, and working as part of a team. How much money would you like to be making on a monthly basis? And then I want you to take a breath, and I want to give you permission to look further. What would you ultimately like in 5 to 10 years? The time is going to pass anyway, right? What you do with that time will determine what type of income streams you have coming in and what type of leverage you've created. The numbers that are on this list are factual people that are making this money now. And if you want to look all the way to the right, you'll be able to see how many months on average it took them to reach those ranks. Now it's up to you. As I mentioned before, it's what you sow, you will reap. You can do it fast or you can do it slow. You can do it a little or you can do it a lot. Whatever you choose, we're here to help you and support you along the way. So how do you get started? We have multiple ways and one-time investments for you to start your global business. Now, as low as $250, and all of these packs, they come with product. So you're not just buying into a business, you are getting your first product to get started on and get activated yourself. And you're getting a significant discount. With this pack, it's the Healthy Edge that comes with Proteandum and P84, our gut peptide activator, $250, and you're getting 11% discount on your product. And then, of course, on the high end, this is the top end. You can start your micro franchise for less than $1,000, guys, starting a global business. This gets you all the activators and a good portion of our supporting supplements and other products in our product catalog. You also get all of the business materials that you need to run your business. You also receive 2 corporate passes to the next in-person events to help you build your belief, build your education, learn how to be a professional, and you're getting these products at a 37% discount. This is a phenomenal savings for you to be able to get started on your own health and wellness journey, as well as having supplement or some samples to be able to share with those people that you love and care about. And then, of course, we want to continue on your health journey, and the company helps you with packs that they put together for you to be able to get this stacking of products at a discount. We know that there is synergy in the different combinations of the products. So the companies put them together that way and giving you a discount for that. They'll ship them to you every single month on the date that you choose. That way you don't have to remember to reorder or keep a supply on hand. And what's beautiful is it works that way for your customers too. So you don't, again, have to have that inventory or make deliveries. They will also set up their own subscription, get the discount, and be able to receive their products on a monthly basis like clockwork. Amazing way to stick to goals and to accomplish them.
Yes, and one of the most valuable things about a micro franchise and why franchises in general are so appealing is it comes with a built-in system. And at LifeVantage, there's a system of how you build this. It's called Invite, Tool, Team. You give an invitation to somebody, you give them the tool which answers their questions, you introduce them to the team so they can see their team of support, and that's how it's built with certainty. And then you're getting started guide, so there's no guesswork in it, building depth of your business versus doing it on social media, however you want to do it, whether you do it as an influencer online or you do it person to person. And then mentorship. Mentorship is built and baked into this thing. And Facebook groups, team and customer to get information for the people that you're working with. Weekly team training calls for the people that want to build their skill set in this. Monthly field leadership training Zooms from the company and through team field leadership. 2-year company and in-person or annually. 2 in-person and 2 virtual events for the continued training, recognition and incentive trips to give you something to shoot for, and customized strategy based on your team dynamics. And the most important thing is the community, because everybody wins when everybody gathers and they're all moving in the same direction. And that really is one of the greatest benefits here at LifeVantage.
And one of my favorite parts about this opportunity is our 501c3 arm. It's our LifeVantage legacy. This is where we make a difference around the world. No matter where we show up, we try to make it better before we leave. These are just some of the organizations that we've partnered with over the years, and there's so many more than this. But this is an opportunity to where you can say yes to yourself, building that leverage that comes with your micro franchise, yet also being able to participate in something that will bring you just a feeling of your soul. It's a beautiful place to be, and we are so excited that we had the opportunity to share this information with you. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for saying yes to taking a look. Please get with the person that invited you here today. Let them know what your numbers are. Let them know what you're interested in learning more of. If you want more information on the products, we've got it for you. If you want more information on our compensation plan, yep, we got that too. So just let us know what you'd like to see, and we're here to help you. But thank Thank you so much for being here tonight. We appreciate every single one of you, and we look forward to meeting you in person somewhere down the road.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.